Welcome to the new version of Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast, the podcast for real estate agents everywhere. I'm Lisa B, and together with Bjorn Kunzel, we're going to talk about everything real estate. We talk about what's working, what's not working, what's new, what's old, technology, and anything else to do with real estate. We'll answer your questions from the Facebook group Let's Talk About Real Estate. So if you have a question, we can help. Join the Facebook group today. And again, welcome to the show. Ellen Revello from EXP, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you. It's a pleasure, Lisa.
Okay, today I always recognize things that people have got unique to them and people's special gifts. And something I've really noticed about you, Ellen, is you can feel the fear and do it anyway. And that is a special gift. And I mean, you take calculated risks and all that sort of thing, but you do have a special gift that a lot of people don't. And,
Thank you.
And I want to delve into that today to help others to try and get that same mindset that you have. And you might not know what that is, and that's what I want to try and explore through today. So you've done some amazing things in your life, and we're gonna sort of go through some of those things in a minute, one by one, to what you were thinking as you were doing it. But if you could tell me, how do you overcome fear? If you get scared, what do you think? Do you think, oh, she'll be right, mate? Do you think, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, try and tell me some of the things that you think of when you're scared and what you do to prepare yourself to do it anyway.
That's a really big question. Yeah, having a fear of taking that next step, you just have to do it. You just have to go, okay, here we go.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the specific things that you've done. So you were in that King G ad where the guy, pulls the ute up over the cliff and you're hanging off the cliff. And, back then there wasn't the safety things that there are now. Tell me what was going through your mind when they said to you, Ellen, okay, we're going to put you onto a truck and you're going to be hanging off a cliff and you're only going to have this, whatever. What did you think at that specific time? And to stay on that particular scenario, what were you thinking and how did you prepare yourself to do it anyway?
Lisa, I was in my 20s. I was crazy back then. Look, with the King G ad, I had to climb out of this transit van on an angle like that over a 2,000-foot cliff.
Yeah.
And of course, there was fear at the time, but I did have a safety harness on.
Yeah.
A parachute harness.
Right.
That went up into the van, and then the van was attached to a 20-ton crane. And, I did check it all out and just make sure everything was secure and they wanted me to actually literally hang by one arm. Now, there is no way in the world anyone could do that over a 2,000-foot cliff. I can't even hang by one arm,
on a monkey bar.
On the ground. Yeah, on the monkey bars. But look, back then I was a gymnast. I did high diving, dancing, and I was really, really fit. I still am. Just joking. But yeah, no, the fear of actually climbing out head first, I just had to do it, and I just did it. And then sort of turning around, and actually once I was actually felt secure in the safety harness, then I could, let go with the other arm and screaming, carrying on, and putting on the act. But all the guys that were setting up, the van and that, I was checking underneath, and they were all laughing at me, and I thought, this is my life,
Sure, yeah. So what did you think? Did you just say, okay, well, everything appears to be safe, so you did your background check and you thought, well, I feel safe, so I can do it, basically?
And look, you think, okay, there has to be a lot of trust there too in your crew.
Yeah.
Trust is probably, I'm too trusting. I trust a lot of people. I'm very honest.
Yeah.
And I'm very trusting. So you've got to sort of, as you get older, A lot of things happen in your life, and I'm still here to tell a story at least.
Well, I
But
guess
yeah,
so trust is a big thing. Trust in the
Mhm.
universe, trust in people, trust in your own judgments. So you kind of
Yeah,
trust is a big thing to overcome fear.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Um, Trusting that everything will happen, everything will be okay at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other situation you got yourself into was a similar ad. You were tied and bound in the back of the ute for the TV commercial as well. Was that scary?
And that was very scary. We were heading towards, it was a Toyota ad. And it's really weird because I always said, oh, I'd love to do that, oh, what a feeling. And I actually got this ad, and I was tied up in the back of this high ace van, like a little heroine, screaming and yelling. The stunt guy that was driving, okay, there was a guy, Christopher Pate. He was the son of one of the guys, Michael Pate from Homicide.
Oh yeah.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
So Christopher Pate, he was the lead guy, and I was the heroine in the back. But he wasn't even in the car in one of the major stunts. They had a stunt guy, and they had me in the back like a little dummy. They could have had a dummy in the back, seriously. We're heading down this, it was up in Mount Victoria in the Blue Mountains, down this 2,000-foot cliff. And literally, I can show you that the ad stopping like just over a foot away from where the edge of the cliff and all the rocks, you'd see the car stop. We did this. There was no green screen back in the 80s. And you'd see the rocks all, crumble away on the edge of the cliff. He was just trying to scare the hell out of me the whole time,
Yeah.
this stunt guy. And then he wanted to do it again. They wanted to do it. It was a helicopter shot. I didn't need to be in the car. So I cracked a wobbly and I said, I'm not doing this again. Yeah, that was fear. And
Yeah.
sometimes, the fear, and I didn't trust the stunt guy, even though I knew him from It's a Knockout when I worked on It's a Knockout.
Yeah.
That television show. I worked on that for 2 years as a hostess.
Yeah.
He was, yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's trying to scare you too, that would have been like, no, don't do that. Don't scare me.
Yeah, but no, I could see the risk. I could see the risk there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the director, called the shot off. And then later on in the afternoon, when we were at the Hydro Majestic, he actually, sort of apologized and said, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have put you through that. But that was fearful.
Wow. And you also went on high wire. What was the high wire?
Yeah. So I was in my early 20s, and I was working on a high wire motorcycle act, and we traveled and toured all around Australia. The stunt guy, bought all the equipment from Dale Buggins. Dale Buggins was like Evel Knievel, used to jump, 20 buses on a motorcycle. And so did John Fogwell. He's from Brisbane. Changed his name to Johnny Wonder. And we toured all of so I spent a lot of time flying up to Brisbane.
So
we
what
toured
did
all
you
of
do?
Australia.
Were you hanging off the back of a motorbike, or what were you doing?
I was underneath a motorbike,
Right.
doing stunts and traveling along a high wire 100 feet in the air.
Okay.
So,
And
so 30 meters.
So
30 meters.
were you connected to the motorbike, or
Yeah. I was connected. So I'd do pirouettes upside down, by one ankle, over a car park, in a shopping centre and things like that, or agricultural shows all around Australia. It was fun, until I sort of started to think, oh, why am I doing this? And everyone was saying how crazy I was. And then the whole contraption, the whole motorcycle and my platform underneath, the whole thing would go around that while I was going this way, it was It was
Wow.
fun. It was
So
fun.
how did you do that? How did you prepare for that with, being scared and doing it anyway? What did you
Yeah,
think? You
look,
trusted him, you trusted the material, you trusted everything?
well, exactly. Yeah, because the whole setup, all the equipment, everything was made by the previous Dale Buggin's dad.
Right.
So he built that equipment, and I sort of trusted that everything was safe. But yeah, once again, I'd check everything before, and make sure, I had little safety wristbands on while I was doing my headstands, traveling along the high wire act, all the way up the other end of the shopping centre. So I had little like safety wristbands, and same with, just around my ankle when I was upside down doing pirouettes upside down. It's crazy. Yeah, I
Wow.
look like now and I think, oh my gosh, how did I do that?
Wow. And so also presenting on TV, how did you prepare for that? Was that something as well? Did you think, well, I've done all these other things, like I've hung off a wire, I've gone off the edge of a cliff, I can go on TV?
Lisa, it's just like me being here now. I'm just like, oh, okay, I can do this, in front of the camera. You just have to do it.
Just do it,
And,
jump in.
yeah.
What about singing on stage? So you now get up and you dance and sing on stage with children and all that sort of thing. How do you prepare for that? Or is that just something that, what do you think before you get up on stage? Do you get nervous?
I'm sort of over the nerves with that because I've been doing it for so long. But I do have that prep time until, everything's sorted, everything's organized, and everything's ready to go. Then I'm fine, and I just enjoy it. I just love it. Like I'm loving this now because I'm here, and we're on a roll, sort of thing. It's happening, and yeah, look, I love I love sponsoring and hosting children's events, and yeah, just giving back to the community. It's really really fun. I love it. I love working with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the nerves are kind of gone.
Mm.
You probably still get excited, but the nerves aren't as much as what it was before, yeah?
Um, yeah, look, I'm nervous. I am. I'm still nervous, chatting to you. It's just a natural thing, but you just have to overcome those nerves. Just say, okay, I'm going to knock on this door because we're all in real estate now, and just do it. And
And
I come away thinking, oh wow, that was so much fun. I just built a new relationship with that person, and yeah, that was really nice. Really, you can meet some really nice people. I've only ever had one person slam the door in my face and say no, thank you. Boom. I'm like,
they're not a seller. Whatever.
okay. So you sort of just go, okay, next,
Yeah.
don't you?
So that was my next question. So door knocking, what do you think before you do that? Like afterwards, you sort of you assess it and then you go, that was a great relationship or whatever.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for those that are too scared to go door knocking or phone prospecting, what would you say to them?
Look, if you want to be in this industry, you just have to do it. I honestly used to sit in the car and go, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I bet a lot of people have. And then I've gone, I can't do this. And so you have these little guides on your shoulder, don't you? One saying you can do this and the other one saying you can't do this.
Yeah.
And honestly, when I first started in real estate, I used to just go home and just think, I can't do this. But once you do it and you get out there and you start meeting people and helping people with all their problems and their lives and what's going on in their lives, and just listen to, you know yeah, and you sort of become a psychologist in a way, don't you?
You wear a
We're
lot of
there to
hats.
listen and help them move forward with their lives, and it's just so rewarding at the end of the day. And yeah, I love it, love it.
Like you said, sometimes I always say, like, we do have those little voices on each shoulder. It's like, don't do it. You can do it. Don't do it. You can do it. And sometimes we give too much weight to the one that says, don't do it, don't we? So
Yeah.
we've got to just do it anyway. And that book
Pick
feels
him off the shoulder and say, I can do it.
that's right. We've got to feel the fear and do it anyway, because if we don't, we're never going to progress, and we're never going to have the experiences that we have. Like the life experiences that you've had now is what we're
Yeah.
talking about now. It carries you for the rest of your life, just amazing things. And who wants to be there, regretting things that they never did? To me, it's all about living today and living the best life, and not letting fear stand in the way. That's for sure.
Yeah, and having a story to tell. Okay, I don't really talk about all of that, but if something comes up, along the lines of, they talk about their children or their grandchildren, that are doing something in television, or they're journalists. I just sort of mention, I did a bit of this and a bit of that as well. And yeah, it's just having a story. Even just if there's a black cat at the front door, or just say, oh wow, look, I used to have a cat like that, and just building a relationship. And I really hate cold calling. I don't cold call. I've tried it. I just hate it. I'd rather just go door knocking. I know there's a little bit more effort that goes into door knocking, but it's better than being up against 30 other voices on a telephone.
Yeah.
And they're getting those calls every day. So I'm just another voice.
Yeah. You need to do what you like to do. And
Yeah.
if you like door knocking, then that's the thing. And I think that's important too. Like when you're thinking about prospecting, do something that you're comfortable with. If we said, okay, if we said to you, okay, you have to make 100 cold calls every day, you're not going to do it, right?
Well, that's one of the things I love about EXP. I am not told to sit there and join another group, apart from cold calling all day, or join another group at 7:00 at night in a small office, so it's really noisy and looks busy and it sounds busy, and I don't like that environment. I like to have quiet, okay, and be able to have a conversation and spend time with my clients.
Yeah.
I really do. And not having a boss overlooking me and saying, oh, if you don't have this many, contacts per day. We just have such a nice, relaxing lifestyle in EXP. I just love it. I just can't thank EXP enough for contacting me. Actually, I got scouted, which was great. And I won't look back. 2 years now, and I am just loving my lifestyle. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I was working last night at 7:00 negotiating on a property, and you just find I work Sundays if I have to. I was going to do an inspection yesterday morning, which was Sunday, but it poured with rain, and the client was, no, cancel that appointment, no. So, but anyhow, I work Sundays as well. I work every minute of every day, but I have my time off where I want to,
You're available, but you still can have that
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
All right. So talking back about fear again. So what advice would you give someone who, obviously being in real estate, they're nervous about doing something that would bring them amazing returns, whether that's door knocking, phone prospecting, whatever that is, and still don't do it? What would you say to them to do? They're sitting here going, I know I have to do it. I know I have to do it, but I just can't. What would you say to them?
Yeah. Maybe write some goals down and just say, okay, I've got these, credit card debts that I really, really need to, work on. And just say, okay, if you're wanting to, build a pipeline, you have to get out or get on the phone. And I also do flyers every morning, and that's sort of, I used to fear that as well, having to walk the streets. But I actually meet in my gym gear with my hat on. Where's my EXP hat? Somewhere here. I've got my real estate one. Look, got my real estate one. Yeah, and just meeting people in the street, and sometimes when you're just in normal gym clothes, they feel more relaxed. And I pick up lots of clients just walking the streets with my dog as well. So everything in life's fear. But if you just take that step forward, and a good saying is one day at a time, one step at a time first, I guess. But look.
I think also too, like, people are motivated by pleasure or pain. And as you said, if you're writing down the things that the pain that you have, you're writing down the debts, you're writing down, the bills that you can't pay, or the lifestyle you can't have because if you're not making the money that you need to. In the same token, that might motivate you, or it might also motivate you to write down the things that you do want to have. Like, I want to have the private school for my child. I want to have the house here. I want to do this. So I think, to me, it's like, I always like to write both. I always like to write the balance of what I don't want and then what I do want. And one of those is going to motivate me, I think.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
All right. So you mentioned EXP before. So tell me, how is EXP going? So from when you started, you were working at another office before, to where you are now, how does it feel, the difference being in EXP?
Look, it is fantastic. We had a 9 a.m. appointment this morning, Lisa. I would have had to spend another half an hour trying to get to work to do a Zoom meeting, or to do an appointment. I just love being able to jump out of my bathroom and into my office and just be there. And look, just having a boss over your shoulder is I'm just a bit of a nerd. Oh, look, there's my fear. Having a boss over my shoulder, that's fearful.
It is.
Yeah, I just didn't like the office environment. Just yeah.
Better off running your own show.
Yeah. I'm working with my husband. We are a great team, and just loving our lifestyle. And at the end of the day, we can go and sit on the beach and have our little board meetings and, just chat about, this and what we've done and how can we achieve this. And it's just such a different lifestyle, and being able to just take a week off and come up to your place for your conference that we had a few weeks back, and go jet skiing, and oh gosh, I loved it. Yeah. And literally you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to put in your time frame of your next holidays, a year in advance. So that sort of came up, and I was sort of umming and ahhing, oh, should I or shouldn't I? But I worked around it, and you just work around it, and you can, pull over on the side of the road and just work from your car. You can work from anywhere with EXP.
Exactly. You've got that balance. All right. So you've got Gabe in your team, and you've also now got Sid. So you are actually looking for more team members in that area. So what would you say to somebody who is possibly looking to start their own business, but they're too scared? So maybe there's somebody in your area that's sitting there going, I don't know whether I can do it. I want to do what Ellen's doing, but I'm too nervous. What would you tell them to do?
Oh, don't be nervous about this. This is great. Well, I pay a boss 50% plus desk fees, plus franchise fees, and virtually end up with nothing at the end of the day. We're on 75%. And once you hit 100,000, you're on 100,000. 100%. And Yeah, so that's for your anniversary year. So it doesn't happen all the time. It's just for your anniversary year. So once you hit 100K, you're on 100%. And gee, what more can you want from a company that just keeps giving? We get shares in the company with revenue share. So that's just another side line of the business. If you want to bring agents in and on board them, you get $3,500 for the year. That's if they're on 100K as well.
To be able to mentor someone, exactly.
Yeah.
So a commission split is 75-25. You keep 75, and so the most you ever pay in commission for a year is $25,000 to EXP, and then it's just $218 a month to have your own business. So where else can you have your own business for $218 a month?
Oh, well, for $218, Lisa, you ramble off. You get Call Lodge, you get Agent Box, you get Home Pass, and all the other, domain. We get that for free. What have I forgotten? There's so much.
Secure Exchange, you get trust accounting done.
That's it. Trust accounts. Oh my gosh, who wants to do trust accounts? So EXP do all the trust accounting for us. And yeah, we have Secure Exchange, and through Secure Exchange, we do DocuSign as well. It's all included. Yeah, for $218. I could do a commercial now, couldn't I, for EXP?
That's great. So anybody that's interested in possibly starting their own real estate business, then reach out to Ellen. Particularly if you've got any fear, because Ellen will just say, just do it anyway. Just do it anyway.
No. Look, I'll help them with their fear. I'll help them with everything. If they want to come on board on our team, it would be great. We've got a great team here, and
the A team.
Yeah.
So we have the biggest team in EXP. We've got at the moment 73 agents within EXP. So we've got the biggest team. We've got support, we've got training, we've got all sorts of things. So, you won't be left to your own devices. You will have people that can help you, as well as all of EXP's training and all that sort of thing. We've got marketing templates. We've got everything you need. You're not the first person that's come into the company. We've got loads of agents that are performing amazing. So anything you need, we've got you covered. So anyone looking at starting your own business, definitely please reach out to Ellen or myself, and we can jump on a Zoom and show you exactly what EXP is and how we can help you with your own business as well.
Yeah. And 87,000 agents worldwide. It's growing so quickly. And it's just great to be part of this amazing company with Glenn Sanford. He is doing wonders, isn't he, for us as agents? He's helping the agents more so than any other franchise has ever. I've been in a lot of franchises, and EXP, it's the way to go.
We're the best.
Yes, we're so excited to be part of the company, aren't we, Lisa? It's so good.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ellen. And
Pleasure.
I'll put all your details underneath the video. So anybody that wants to reach out, please reach out to Ellen.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Come on board. Have fun with us.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk About Real Estate podcast. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you have a question about real estate, then please join the group on Facebook, also called Let's Talk About Real Estate. For those of you who are interested in EXP, please join us at 10 a.m. Brisbane time every Wednesday morning for EXP Explained. Thank you again for joining us, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and see you next week.